Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to this edition of the Spiral of Wisdom, satsang that was started by Ma Manise many years ago, and which she would really love to have us continue well into the future so that it helps the maximum, it supports the maximum number of souls to raise their consciousness, self-realization. So before we start off, may I request Swati to say the school prayer.
Good evening, everyone. So here goes the school prayer. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Now, as we transit into our satsang, we also transit into our inner world. It's largely visible. So, let us connect with the inner Guru, our higher self, this Guruvara, with the Guru Vandana. Please sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned. Take a nice deep breath. Let go. Think of your Guru or your Ishtadeva, or just observe your breathing and the silence within, which is the language of the soul, and a connection with our Guru and Ishtadeva. Take a nice deep breath once again and let go. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. O beloved Guru, O beloved higher self, please guide us to get the maximum value from this wonderful satsang. May our consciousness be raised to the highest. And may all who come here take back their value into their lives and bring more people so that we can spread dharma, a higher consciousness around the world at a time of rapid change, as this is the most urgently required now. So our speaker for today, Rajanji, needs no introduction. Perspective of healing is the topic of our satsang today by Nagaraj Rajasubramaniyam ji. Over to Nagaraj ji.
Hi, good evening, all of you. Welcome to the satsang. So I will just share my presentation.
And thank you, Nagaraj ji, for once again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for this very private session.
Well, even if one person is uplifted, the job is done.
I know.
I'll go on mute now for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll rejoin.
So today we are going to talk about perspectives in healing. So you can hear me well, no? Just put your thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay. So we have spoken on healing of the elderly and so many topics in healing. This is my 6th lecture in this year. This is a short biography, which all of you know. 9th lecture in the School of Wisdom, Ancient Wisdom. And then we have this is the 9th lecture. And this for the year, this is the 5th lecture in the school. So today we'll talk about focusing on healing of children. First of all, understanding what are the problems they have, or or there, what is their point of view, and how we can help ourselves by helping the children. Okay. So we will talk about healing and alternative medicine, healing of children, what are the needs of the children. Then we talk about infantile sexuality. Then we'll take up the case of autistic children and cerebral palsy and children. Then finally, we'll come to the trending topic of screen addiction. How to wean away children from the screens, and some tips for parents. Yeah. So, what the if in the grand scheme of medicine, so we have allopathy is the mainstream of is the mainstream medicine now as of today, and then we have complementing systems like pranic healing and different types of healing, and Ayurveda, Siddha, Tibetan, so many types of alternative systems. The good thing about these alternative systems is they have a complementing um, property to the mainstream system, because why I'm saying complementing is that the people of today, they have the highest belief in allopathy system, and allopathy system is really very good in terms of emergency handling or surgery, or they have so many specialities. So no wonder they are the mainstream medicine. But one thing we have to remember is the patient also has a role. So now you find that people are experts in their field, whether it's IT or it's engineering or it is construction or whatever. But they don't realize that understanding your health and your mind is very, very important. Because if you don't understand your body, your health, and what is the cause and effect of things happening within your body, you will be many of us feel very stupid about ourselves while we are in a hospital, because we are waiting for the doctor. The doctor listens to us maybe for less than a minute and writes down medicines and gives it to us. Many doctors don't even see the pulse nowadays. They just look at you and they know the first thing which is coming in their mind is how to keep clear of the legal problems. Instead of focusing on making the people good, they focus on how they can avoid problems. So the health scene has become quite complicated. It is not easy like how it was 30, 40 years ago. There are good reasons, bad reasons for all these things. So what I'm coming to say is the patient, or we as the people, we have to know that we have to participate in the process. We need not understand everything. At least we have to understand the overall scenario, what's going on. So for that, we need to engage in some kind of liberal studies. Now you have a lot of material on the internet. We are always scrolling with the phones, so it is good to see some good videos. In even lectures like this in this School of Ancient Wisdom, many people have given so many talks on the mind, the meditation, health, and so many interesting things. So these kind of things, when you attend or listen to all these ideas, you will form some point of view. You will have some idea about your own mind, your own health, because I found that people in the hospitals are completely clueless what's going on, why this therapy is being done, why they are, what is the intravenous administration of a medicine, what is the difference between oral and intravenous. They don't even. We have to understand even the basic words what the doctors and nurses are speaking. So that is what. So my point of view is we have to participate, we have to understand. This is what is the main aspect of this alternate medical systems. Because in healing, as you all know, there is no drug, there is no hospital, no nurse, nothing. So it is all the more important that we develop observation. We develop a habit of observing ourselves, observing our mind, observing the effect of the environment around us, how different people have different effect, whether we are always negative or we are always positive, or we are in the golden mean. Because I can say that nowadays the trend is they want to be intellectual. No harm. Being intellectual, very good. But the one type of wrong behavior I've seen is that if you are negative and you are skeptical, then you are supposed to be intellectual. This is not correct. If you are negative and say, nothing is going to work, I'm going to have this problem, that problem, then you are not you are conveniently forgetting all the good things you have. You've been given so many good blessings by so many people, by your parents, by your siblings, or by your spouse, or by your children. They conveniently forget the positive side. So we have to keep our mental balance. We have to observe with a both with a subjective view and an objective view. So observation itself is actually fairly a big subject. You'll find observation leads to diagnosis. So that is how we are going to progress. So in the healing, when we teach, talk about healing or teach healing to people, we only tell them first many years. We tell them to observe what is going on in your mind, body, how is your work affecting you, how are you affecting the work, and then we come to habit formation. Because good health and having a good mental makeup comes from developing good habits, like how we have discussed in our previous lectures about habit formation, going for walking, running, some kind of sports, some kind of exercise, being in the outside, in the open area, some ventilation, being in contact with other people in your neighborhood, just chatting around, not being just an introvert and all that. So that this kind of eating well 3 times a day, you know, good sleep, some discipline in timing. These are all very important habits which will help you to have a overall holistic development. So health is actually a very big subject. You can achieve a lot by developing good habits. And the habit formation takes time. You have to know that. So sometimes we are having some not so good habits from the childhood. We have to, undo those habits and make a new habit. We have to basically observe ourselves. We have to be genuinely interested in self improvement, at least health wise. Okay. So we come to today's topic of healing the children. We have spoken about other segments of our age band. The one thing which you should notice is children are very special. So children are special because they seem to be like, for me, I always look upon children as little people. They are they have a band. They are kids, then they are adults. They keep wavering on all the time between those. So if you treat them like little people, maybe you can understand them better. And there is something called biopersona, which is a very big influence for children. Biopersona is something like, you are there in the front. You go, somebody sees you, they see you as a person, your name, you are from this family, this and that. But biopersona is something, is like a living, your living body has got a personality. So that living body is coming direct from nature. For example, I'll tell you, if you want your child to sit and study for 2 hours, after half an hour, the fidgeting will start. I'm going to see TV. I don't want this. I want to, go out. I want to go for swimming. What is the thing which is making them to avoid this painful thing like sitting and studying? The biopersona. So you can relate it to the nature, how nature is controlling them, or nature is contributing to them. So this is the biopersona. The biopersona always tells them what they should do. So what happens after they are about some 10 years or so, they are able to manage the personality and the biopersona. So if you want to read more about biopersona, you have to read the autobiography of Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychologist. He talks a lot about biopersona. So sometimes when we do as healers, if we even with many adults also, if we communicate or talk to their bio persona, we get very good results. Results mean they are able to understand the communication, they are able to follow the suggestions and ideas better than communicating to their own mind or their own personality. So the children are having this issues of lingering in past life. They were, you just imagine, it's very crazy. You see a small child born, but actually you cannot. If you go dig deep, you can see a very old man or woman suffered in the hospital and then died and come back, reborn again as a child. That's it. Quite a terrifying and scary thing, but that is the reality of it. So, uh, some children have this uh, unwarranted or unwanted stimuli of the memories of past life, how they were. Even I have seen many children talking like old people. They're not energetic or busting with energy or anything. They are just talking like old people. This is because of the past life memories. Even it has been reported in the media many more than 100 years ago also, that some children speak foreign tongues. They speak in foreign tongues which the people in their family don't understand. So they dismiss it as the babble. Oh, the child is babbling something. So these things are there. So the memories of past life they are real. So if you are why I'm putting this on record is, the children have personalities, have various aspects which as adults we have we don't know because we have forgotten them. We were also small children once upon a time. So how to relate with the children overall is, go back to your childhood, refer take points from that, and then see what matches with what you have done. What are all the what in adult world we'll call as crazy things, what your kids are doing. You will be able to very easily connect with them. And another thing is that when the child is born, 0 to 1 year at least, sometimes it can go to 3 years also, they are all in the yogi state, which means they are more in connect with the nature. They have not yet learned the human language. They are not always in the human situation. They are in their own situation, their own world. So they are always in the yogi state. I have always found that treating children between 1 month to 1 year, we have to be very, very careful, because when you give them some energy or some input, they catch it like anything. And they can draw energy like anything. They can drain a healer very fast. So we as healers, we have to be very careful with infants and protect ourselves from them. In fact, rather than we have to be very balanced with them. We have to see all the sides and see how they are reacting, how they are accepting these inputs. So between 0 and 1 year, these children are receiving a lot of stimuli from the environment, and they are experiencing new things with their five senses: tasting, looking, or smell. They are tasting all with the five indriyas. They are experiencing different things. So then when the experiences come, then they learn to associate with the objects, like milk smell with the milk smell with the mother. This kind of what are the smells of a father, what are the smells of the mother, other sibling. So their way of perception is with these five indriyas. That is how normally it happens. But many children in this age band, they have digestion issues, because milk doesn't digest as much as how we would like to think. So they have so many stomach aches and gas issues and all that, which when we resolve, then they become much better. So when they cross that 3 years, then they go to school. Then we come to academic performance. So when a child is uh, normal child without any exposure to any healing or anything, they jump into the academic world, then they have various issues in their academic performance. They have some hurdles. Like the hurdles are, they may have a common cold problem. they may have, wheezing, they may have so many these kind of small medical issues. But why I am focusing on these small infections and things like that is that if you neglect them, then they can lead to much big problems later. Like a common cold neglected during infant stage can take you up to asthma, or even anemia, or even pneumonia when you get into the pre-teens or post-teens. So the infection is in various layers. As we always talk about the layers, we have about 500 layers in our system. So those 500 layers, they have the infection down deep. That is why you have when you people with the parents with children always notice that the illness keeps on repeating. It comes back because the layers are down in underneath. They have their infection. So when the top layers are okay, the child may seem healthy and normal, but with given a chance, the the germs come from the down layers onto that. So when we do the healing cleanup and for the children, we have to clean all the layers. We have to make them good so that they are ready to shine in their academic performance. Not only academic, sports and things like that. Academic performance, I mean, all of us know that it is meant for a proper ego formation, ego development, and something like a stimulus and reward. Okay, you did well. Okay, you get some certificate, some prize. Everybody is clapping for you. Wow, good. So this is good for ego development and making a good citizen. So you are rewarded for doing good. That's a very important assurance for a young citizen like a child. Like I told you, they have a tremendous appetite for electrical energy. They are all dynamos. Don't never underestimate them, and they can take very heavy wattage, very heavy, and their vibration is up to 500 hertz per second, which is the highest you can ever get in a normal human being. So you are vibrating in a. That's why you find that children are. An adult cannot do an exercise like how a small child is doing, like shaking of the legs, or or crying. You cannot do like them because they have so much of energy. That's why they're called as bundle of energy, which is a very literal phrase. Okay. Then we come to screen addiction. So nowadays, now these children are, parents are giving smartphones to kids. The smartphones are very crude objects. They damage your mind, and this the conscious mind, it gets into a lot of problem. You find many children, parents come to us with children whose conscious mind is has a hole, structurally damaged. So many. When the conscious mind is damaged, how can you expect the child to focus on the school? Their attention span is completely damaged. So we have to repair the conscious mind. We have to ensure that the flow of liquid into the conscious mind from subconscious is good. So it's quite a job. It's not at all easy. And then the last problem is the role and the personality. So this is a very difficult thing for the children to understand. But how, as a parent, you can make them understand is, okay, you are my son or daughter. You may do well or you may not do well, but that does not affect our relationship. Which means you are giving a very strong message to the bio persona, saying that uh, I will support you emotionally, financially, if that is understood, even when you fail in an exam, or you're not able to, you don't like the teacher, or you don't like the subject, or you don't like to go to school at all. You're going to start your career in some other area. So I will support you. This kind of support is very important, because then only they understand that they have a, then only they believe the role which the parent is facing with the children. So you have a parent, you have a child. So no matter what happens, the child should not lose the confidence that the parent will see the good thing and they will support. Because they can take up any unusual career. There are lots of risk in all kinds of careers. We think that sales career is good. Some of us may think an operations career is good. Some may think IT is good. Whereas my child would like to become a dancer, singer, or some cricketer, or anything, or he may be willing to start a small business. Everything is required for our society. So as parents, we only have to expand our horizon and ensure that they continue at the activity, because starting a sports and starting music is very easy, but continuing that can be a very big challenge. So this is when you go for a back view, you go back. That means as parents, we need to have hobbies and various activities. If we have only an activity of going to office and coming back and sitting before the TV or doing housework, and that's the end of it, you can't expect your child to be a multi-dimensional personality. First, you have to be one. So you should have some healthy hobbies like sports, like other, you may have any activity like theater, singing or music or instruments, or going for concerts. When you're taking them to restaurant, they know how restaurant works. They are seeing other people. They know how to behave in public. These are all very important. They know how to eat in public without making a fool of themselves. When you take them to restaurant, they know the value of silence. They know the value of listening to other people performing. They know how these social situations are there. Of course, hospitals and clinics we are going, so they know about that. So you, as a parent, you need to take them to your friends' places, let them see other people. In olden days, we used to go and stay with our auntie, uncle in their house for months together. So when you are going like that, then you know how other people are conducting their household. You observe how they are doing their religious practices, even running, even tempers and things like that. So they start to know that, oh, there are other people in the world. We have to adapt to them. We cannot be always ruling the roost like how we are doing at home. If you are going to stay with your uncle or auntie, you have to respect them. So respecting outsiders, respecting stakeholders, obeying them. These are all very important for a good citizen in the society, because we have other authority figures in the society, our police people, our army people, our legislators, ministers. We have to respect them for what their work, isn't it? Because we can also become minister, we can also become a power of authority. So we only when we obey and register these ideas in our mind can we have a different mental horizon. So what I'm saying is that we must make an effort to expose our kids to different scenarios, different people, different trades, different jobs, different activities. The child mind, this is another way of what we are saying is how to engage with the children. So this engaging we will take up later again. Now we will talk about cerebral palsy children and autism children. So many of them have developed this autism because of this forceps delivery. The baby has to be taken out from the mother's womb. So sometimes they use forceps. Forceps, it is literally, smudges the head, and the invisible part of it, it smudges the layers in the head. So I have been fortunate to attend now two children or three children, where by making the layers good in the head area, they have developed a hell a lot. one child, autism children have a problem of they cannot sit in any place for more than 1 minute or half a minute. They have to keep running around. So after we developed this therapy and made the layers good, the natural configuration of spaces and all that, this child was able to sit down in a place, do his toilet. He was this mother and father have wanted to test him. So they took this child to this Ponniyin Selvan movie one, and they were expecting a lot of trouble from him because so much of violence and so much of sound in the movie. But to their surprise, they found that the boy was interested in the story. 3 hours and more, he was glued to the seat and he was seeing the movie, which means he is on the like a child, normal child. But he was having his own problem. That those things are there, but let us focus on the positive side. So by doing understanding his structural problems and correcting his structural issues, we were able to do very well. Even speech development also is very much improved in another boy's case where he was not able to speak. Now with this speech, for speech is very interesting because I used to wonder from where these words and where these thoughts are coming. As far as thoughts are concerned, they are coming from very deep layers of the mind. As we have told in the past that the mind, the dimension of the mind is around 8 kilometers. So there's a lot of mental space every person has got. So this kind of thoughts are coming from various layers. Some are coming from very nearby. But when it comes to the structural aspect of the healing side, I found that I was comparing the wiring, how the nerves are wired for this ordinary boy talking well, running around, and this autism boy. Then we were able to correct little by little the wiring issues, and now we have very good result. This boy is able to speak 2-letter word sentences, 3-letter sentences to his parents. He's able to this conscious mind, the coordination, and this what do you call this motor function. Motor function is much better, and this unnecessary shaking of the head or moving the body, these things are still there, but as they grow, they will be able to do it. And another thing with the cerebral palsy and autism children is that they have this scoliosis. Scoliosis is a word where it says that your vertebral column is not uh, properly aligned like other people. So you can see a Leonardo's man picture here. It's actually in nature, we are all hanging like this in a posture ball. It's called posture ball. You can see a lot of spikes there. A lot of things protruding. Imagine in a three-dimensional space. So when we were comparing the posture ball of a a normal young person and this person, we found that some of the spikes were loose. Some of the spikes had to be changed. So we changed. At the same time, my father is 93 years old. He's also having posture issues. He's drooping while he's sitting, while he's walking, he's drooping, and he's not able to walk. So I applied the same posture ball method to him. Remarkable improvement. He's able to walk with a walker. His gait is much better. He's able to, before he needed an attender to help him to go to the toilet in the night. Now he is able to slowly get up by himself, go carefully, take the walker, go to the toilet and come back without any issues. So this posture ball is something not to, which is these applications are not only for cerebral palsy and autism children, it has also got a role in orthopedics because many people have chronic back pain, neck pain. It is only because that your skeleton, your vertebral column has to be adjusted within this posture ball properly. Then you find that your all your aches and pains, they are actually much reduced. Yeah. Now we go on to Mr. Ramesh with the FAQ. Ramesh?
Yeah,
Or Ramam?
Nagaraj.
Yes, G. Now we come to the frequently asked questions. How to
Right.
understand children's point of view. So I request you to take on the discussion.
Yeah. So you basically wanted me to ask the questions what we discussed yesterday, or go through the points?
Yeah, discussion. Just we are bringing the discussion to the public now.
Okay. So I was just discussing this with Nagaraj yesterday. Based on my training and exposure to the Waldorf system, which was started by Rudolf Steiner, a German who had come to Bharat and spent time with the Theosophical Society with Madame Blavatsky till 1918. He went back and wrote a treatise, and it's based really on Sanatana Dharma, universal, the universal spiritual laws that apply. And to understand children better, they used it. They used the kosha system. The kosha, if you consider the 5 koshas, the annamaya kosha, the physical body, the pranamaya kosha, the etheric or the aura, manomaya kosha, the mind, vijnanamaya kosha, the intellect that is supposed to control the mind, and then the anandamaya kosha. It is observed through scientific research also that each stage of growth has a specific approach the parents have to take, and it can be observed. You can experiment with your own children. That's a wonderful aspect, and I have done that with my own son and others also, and observed. So in the first approximately 7 years, now each kosha is approximately 7 years. If the child, as they grow up, if the human being is not disturbed by too much of external stimuli, like if you look at media exposure or exposure to adult way of thinking and so on and so forth, excessive rote learning, forcing a child to mug up at a very young age and so on. If those kind of disturbances don't happen, on average, every kosha takes approximately 7 years. How can that be measured? There is a physical indication also. Like, for example, the first kosha, of course, before the child is born, when the child is conceived, we all know very well the garbha sanskaras that people speak about. At least we know that such things are spoken about in India, and traditionally they were followed. But now as modern scientific people, based on the industrial revolution education based science, we are not so sensitive to what happens in our own inner world, in the mother's inner world, in the father's inner world, and also inside the mother's womb as the child grows. So the idea is the mother is kept in the most happiest and most equipoised state of mind, and also with the best nutrition and so on. So the child grows in the best manner, and we can actually start interacting with the child at the womb stage itself. The next stage after they're born is from 0 to 7 years approximately. And normally, how do you know when approximately when the next stage starts? Here is the Annamaya Kosha stage. The development of the physical body is approximately when the tooth falls and the child can reach the other ear, the arm, when it's wrapped around above the head, they can reach the other earlobe. You will find that very young children can't do that. So traditionally, when the child can do that, when the first tooth falls, that is when, in the ancient times, we used to do that. We'll have the ceremony where the child writes on rice and the guru comes and whispers, or the father whispers the mantra in the child's ear. So traditionally, in the initial stages, the idea is that a child should be exposed, the 5 senses of the child should be exposed to a near ideal world where we speak pleasantly, what they see is pleasant, what they hear is sattvic, and what they eat is sattvic food, because all that is hard coded into the body. So the first 7 years, that is why in India and even in Japan and many other traditional cultures, they would say that the child is like a little devi or a devata. You have to treat them like that. And this is the reason, because it gets hard coded. So basically, a template is given to the child, and it happens very subtly. So the parents also, we have to make an effort to be the best version of ourselves, and in the process we also purify ourselves. It's a beautiful system. Now after the tooth falls, the next stage starts, where the gurukul stage traditionally happens. The child is then exposed to the aura of a wonderful, highly evolved person like a guru. If not, in the modern world, the parent has to put the effort to, you know, at least to become a better human being every day. What Mamanisi would say, what we are all doing here in the satsangs, to be a better person every day. And the approach to the child then changes. Earlier, where we were very gentle and easy going basically on the child, of course, depending on the temperament also. Now we switch to a more strict but loving, structured approach where rote learning starts. So traditionally, before the tooth falls, if you want to teach your child, of course, based on the child's learning ability, if you want to teach them any one ones are one, two twos are two, or days of the week or month, whatever it has to be done through play or through songs. Traditionally, that was the approach. But after the tooth falls, when the thing pranamaya stage, kosha stage of growth happens, the approach towards the children is very structured. The daily ritual of when they wake up, when they eat, when they bathe, when they eat, when they go to school, when they come home and play, and when they sleep. These structures are so important that it actually becomes like a third parent. So much so that in case by some situation the parents are not available and another loving adult can administer the same rhythm, the child will more or less be brought up in a well-rounded, systematic manner. So this is now where the emotional development of the child is happening. So from this stage to the next stage of growth, the manomaya stage of growth, that is happens around puberty. Now earlier puberty would happen around 14 to 16, 17, and so on. But of late, because of the excessive exposure of children to media, TV or mobiles or what have you, and they see lots of things which children ideally are not emotionally or spiritually yet equipped to handle. Like if they see people demonstrating anger, let's say road rage, for example, or they look at the movies where you find, lot of sense gratification, be it touch, be it sight, sound, and so on. Examples of that, a more hedonistic way of materialistic way of life. Then what happens is they start acquiring a taste for these things earlier than an ideally innocent childhood would allow. So they start developing faster, and though everybody might want the child to mature faster, the idea is it should happen in the right rhythm, where the innocence of the childhood shouldn't be lost, because there is a certain purity and there is also a connection with nature, which is very important. And if we can help the child retain that connection, they also retain their humanity, the ability to be humane, to intrinsically know that you should not just randomly say kick a dog or step on an ant if you can help it. To be kind to other beings on the planet, to be kind to trees, not just other human beings, and so on. So that is a shift in how we relate to a child. Okay, now coming to this, at puberty, what happens is a very important, crucial stage. We, of course, in India, especially for girls, we celebrate it. For boys, it is unseen, but it is just as important. It should be welcomed. That kosha should be welcomed in a way where, like how I've seen in traditional families, they actually seat the girl in a lotus shaped rangoli or some such, and they invite Devi, the womanhood of the girl is now blossoming, when her periods start, and when nature prepares both the girl and the boy's bodies for procreation. Now, at this time, the shift, parenting and the teachers and parents have to shift, have to welcome this new aspect of the mind being born and growing, so to speak. The ability to think, but the thinking abilities become stronger. Thinking faculties become more independent, where the individual, we still call them a child, but the individual starts perceiving the world where the senses are now heightened. So you might notice teenagers suddenly have much stronger cravings for food. The body starts growing even faster, and they get very affected by peer pressure. So at this time, the parenting or the teacher's style of relating to the child changes from a strict, loving master to a friend. Now, this transition also supports the parents to also grow, because now they're no longer dealing with a child who will always listen to their word like law. They will start. You can't anymore order the child very strongly, unless the structure is very strongly instilled. And like in the previous generation, most children, when they're away from their parents, they may not listen to all the instructions. So the best thing to do is to guide them like a friend, give them the advice, let them explore, make mistakes, but of course we'd want those mistakes to not be too painful. So we give them safety and a safety envelope, but you relate to them like a friend. So this is the Manomaya stage of growth. Now the next stage is the Vijnanamaya stage of growth, where perhaps around 21 or so, the intellects, the ability to independently intellectualize, that of course starts earlier also, but the ability to really, if the child is taught some form of inner world discipline like meditation or yoga or breathing and so on, they will really be able to handle these teenage years in a much more mature fashion. And one more thing that our ancients knew, which the Western world does not, is that Pitru Paksha and all, we do have ancestral karma that affects us. We all know that. But more significantly, many of our elders who have passed on but not completed their desires can still remain, those souls can still remain unfulfilled and may not move on completely. And they normally look for younger souls, especially their own grandchildren, children, and so on, to to experience their joys, which they can't because they don't have a body. So that is when, if a child gets affected by any of these common human anarthas, like lust, anger, greed, envy, jealousy, pride, and so on, these souls who are waiting to experience these unfulfilled desires will utilize a person who's under the influence of these elements. And that is why sometimes when they say, when we get angry, we say and do things which we would not otherwise. And when we calm down, we think, oh no, I can't believe I actually said that. So this is where especially teenagers at the teenage stage get affected. So if we keep in mind, and we do these ancestral rituals for our pitru doshas and so on, and we support our the souls of our elders to also move on smoothly, the teenagers also get less affected. Of course, it's just a side note, but it's very interesting to know, because it'll help on how you relate to a teenager, because these are the most confronting years in the modern world, especially in the West, and less so, but increasing also here in Bharat. And the final stage is when they come to the Vijnanamaya stage of growth, if they have managed to handle their senses to some degree, because a weak person, if you observed, the senses of the weak person are subservient to sense gratification. So, like a chemical, let's say, for example, an animal, if you just put some food in front of them that they like, they will suddenly start following you and so on without thinking it. You might even be an enemy of the animal. You might be cutting up that poor sheep or goat later, but if you give them tasty food, they will still run after you. So the thing is like a chemically induced switch. a weak mind will be subservient to the senses, which are subservient to sense gratification. But if the individual grows up well in a well-rounded manner, in the way what we've discussed just now, where we relate to them, we understand the different koshas, and we relate to the child as they grow up into a wonderful human being, a wonderful adult. Then, when they're more humane, they're also more grounded, and also the ability to choose between what is right and wrong becomes much stronger. In which case, the senses are now well disciplined by the mind, because the between 16 to 21 is when the mind becomes really strong. For a person who has gone through the right kind of exposure, coaching, or even past life karmas, some of them come with a more advanced souls, come with pre-programs that are but that really put them at a much higher level of awareness intrinsically. So once the discipline happens, then the intellect, in the intellectual stage of growth, the intellect becomes so strong that it is able to then control the mind, which is keeps the senses in check. Therefore, there's a slight level of detachment that these souls, these wonderful human beings develop, the ones who are disciplined and who have their senses in reins, so that whatever sankalpa they have in mind, and ideally during the teenage years also, when we relate to them like a friend, but we support their egos to be well developed and well rounded, their identity with their lower self also should be put in the right perspective. Then we also support them in identifying what their goals are. Because you see, when, and that is called swa dharma. Swa is a self, dharma is a universal duty. So, what is the universal duty of the self? Now, the beautiful aspect is souls that are born on earth normally have a beautiful distribution of swadharma, so that it all fits into place like a glove. If we learn to identify it and support the child to go to the right swadharma, which will then lead to their right career choices. So, some children might they might be very right-brained, artistic, creative, singing, painting, and movie acting, whatever it may be, and others may be left-brained, that is accounting, logical thinking, scientific analysis. Science also requires, of course, right brain too, but that is left brain. So
can have both also.
Yes, can have both and equally balanced also. Like in my case, I think that is the case. So now, how there are many in ancient India, there were many subjects. Nalanda is an excellent example. Many subjects to choose from, and as per their swadharma, options are given to the child. Now, once an option is given, especially to a teenager, immediately it will keep them occupied and get them interested, because when they are given an option as per their natural calling, their swa dharma, then interest will be inevitable, because at this stage, if you've observed young teenagers, and teenagers would want to prove to the world that they really are worthy of that respect, and they'd love to achieve things, whether it be in front of their peers or in front of their elders, especially if they are being nurtured in a healthy manner. They would love to make their loved ones happy. It's very important, especially at that stage, and that is excellent to drive them forward by exposing them to the areas of interest. So accordingly, goal setting, if it is guided, what would you like to be in 10 years time? What would you like to be, let's say, for example, working back from the stage of death? I mean, how would you like to be known? What would you have liked to achieve in this life? And so on. These kind of exercises suddenly give them a roadmap and goals that can be set, that drive them from within. And there's no need to compare either, because when people know that the world is full of souls that come in with a varied swadharma, where everybody can serve everybody else, right across the spectrum of all the possible jobs and careers that they can have, there is harmony. And when a person works in an area that they're naturally interested in, automatically they become more productive. Their rates of interests are much higher, their energy levels are much higher. In fact, you don't even tire doing things that you love, and if you get paid for it, isn't that fantastic? So that is what will get the interest, they spark their interest and their commitment, their ability to set their goals and achieve them. And if we then combine this with a network of other parents and other individuals in the particular area of Swadharma, we are supporting the child. In fact, I was telling Nagaraji also, if like what they have in Europe, if we have children going into apprenticeships by following this Swadharma into companies
Correct.
of
Very
at an
valid.
early age by 16 or 17, the parents also won't have to pay for their higher education. The
Correct.
child will start earning and developing skills. Because I remember my car modeler in UK who was working for BMW. He just finished his 10th and became an apprentice. And he said, "You're a highly educated double master's graduate. I mean, very few in the UK go to that level." Why? Because they have a system in place. Now, this system, if it is mixed with our dharmic awareness of the kosha system, can you imagine how a paradigm can shift in
Correct.
Bharat? Yes,
Very
and
good,
these values,
Ramesh.
yes, yeah,
Ramesh,
and
very
these,
nicely presented. Very good. But I would like to add a point here. You're talking about the Pitru Paksha done by the parents and all that. This is a very, this is one gray area which people don't understand. But
uh-huh,
as a healer, I can tell you that the entire causal body is
mhm.
meant for this. So
Oh,
your father, grandfather, the
yes.
family tree is lying in your causal body.
DNA. Yes, gosh, yes,
So,
correct.
moreover, the causal body is also mapped with the solar system. So that is mapped with the astrology. So
Ah,
there is a huge grand scheme, you know. If even
right.
because I have seen people who are suffering from ailments because they have problems in their causal body. So when we were able to diagnose that problem and rectify it, of course with divine help, they find a very good improvement in their health. So what you're saying is the Pitru Paksha may be simply looking like some ritual, having okay, we do for a tarpana for half an hour, that's the end of it. No, it has got a logarithmic effect on the causal body. So when the causal body is bolstered by these Pitru activities, there is a tremendous, this I think there is something called perspective feeding. See, perspective is not a dry and dead thing. It's a living thought. Every thought of yours is living. So when you do all this, you live your life, you live your dharma, you do Pitru Paksha, everything, what happens? Then your perspective of life is getting some feeding. So when your perspective of life is getting fed and it is alive, then you know that you as a father or and mother, you appear to be live personalities, not just so because we have the problem is with aging, we have some set ideas, set opinions. Those things can be seen as flexible and open. See, our kids want us to be flexible and open, whatever you may like it or not. You have to listen to
Yes,
their music. You have to listen to you have to dance with them. You have to have fun with them. This is what they want. This is the image they're giving you. I think we are coming
yes.
over to Ramamani madam for her point.
Right. And just to complete the last point there, I think when these souls are exposed to dharma in this way and they follow
Mm,
their own swadharma, intrinsically they have a very strong value system. The ability
correct.
to connect with other human beings, with other life forms on earth, plants, animals, etc.,
Correct.
becomes vastly enhanced. And even if they're misguided by a person who might not be dharmic, they will have the ability to they'll have a distinction from within that this is not
They
right.
will have a reference.
Yes,
Mm.
and that is where the intrinsic value system, ability to follow the value system, is very strong.
Now over to Ramamani madam.
Namaste, sir. I was under the impression that you're talking about only 10 years, but Ramesh ji went up till adulthood
Ramesh
and
covered everything. Today, actually, the speaker
oh,
is
take it.
Ramesh. I am only
Yeah.
a second speaker, but he has done very well. I really appreciate. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's explained so many things
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. Very
this
nice.
short span. Only problem is we have already crossed 6 minutes. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yeah.
You can tell
What I
your points. Yeah.
what I
We've
was
got
trying
enough
to
time. Yeah, we've got enough time.
No, we have actually 1 hour, but it's okay. What exactly I was trying to talk about as a in the point of counselor was that we try to give independence to our kids, but without responsibility. The money is available freely to
Yes.
everybody, so every whims and fancies are met. So actually, what is happening is kid is not understanding the basic idea that they need to earn everything. That is missing. And then the next aspect is that, once that is being as a practice, they are getting what they want without even getting into any confusion or any work as such. So they are getting into all those selfish nature more, and they want, if you don't give, they'll threaten you to, manipulated stage where they hit parents and all. Those cases also we have seen. I usually remember one movie, that Namma Makkalu in Kannada, like very long back, wherein uh, it is a family, and then three kids were there, and then uh, they wanted so many things, but the father was telling, no, no, not this time, next time, and all. Finally, they all sit like a dharna, like, we want this and you're not giving it to us. So what he will do, he will tell, okay, now 1 month each kid has to take care of the accounts of the house, at least three kids together first time, that he will give that anatomy for them to execute. That means, like, he will tell them the finance part of it, but the kids have to execute it. The movie is so good. Finally they'll realize the value of money, which is missing nowadays. That is one thing. Second thing is, parents don't have time for kids. They don't spend time. There is that universal now, like, there is new system which is coming, 777 3 sevens, wherein you spend 7 minutes early in the morning, 7 minutes after the school, and 7 minutes at bedtime. That's a must with kids, without your gadgets. That may really help kids to get the connect, because we feel emotional, they don't have emotions. Diaper may be one of the issue, but the other issue is that the connect is missing, is what I would say, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramamani. Miss Meera, you have something to say?
Taking note, because I think what she said is so true, because I have a 12-year-old grandson who plays golf.
Okay.
And they live in the US, but then as she's correctly said, we give comfort without responsibility. So all the things that you provide, they think, yeah, I mean, my parents can get it, whatever I want. But he's still better. And we have a 6-year-old here in Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
my second daughters, and
Mm.
he his father is a spoiled brat, because from childhood they only son anta, I'll give you a car instead of cycle anta. That's how they. So he thinks getting anything is easy. Order, he keeps saying. So these are the things, sir. Now today, actually, after listening to Ramesh and you and Ramamani, I think, first thing is they have to keep the kids physically busy.
Correct.
They should be physically busy.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And as she rightly said, parents don't have time. My daughter or my son-in-law, second one, the first ones are totally dedicated to golf, and then him and everything, and he's doing excellent in school. The second one, he's going to first standard, but he is the parents don't spend enough time. Although I keep telling, the parents themselves don't like me telling that. Really? Yes, sir.
So you have to guide your kids till they become old.
Yeah. I know what they say. Hey, I'm 35. Why do you think you still have to tell me everything? Yeah. We never used to do that. Whatever parents said, we'll just listen.
I know.
But now the kids are not like that. They have a mind
Yeah.
of their own.
Thank God they don't listen to us here. Thank God.
Yeah. But
But you know what? If we also keep growing and becoming better people, see, one of the reasons why many older people, if you've observed, become rigid is because we, all our younger years, we have spent enough energy in wearing a mask, even at home,
Ah,
even in public, even at home with our own children, we wear masks.
correct.
So if you have to wear the mask of a strict elder, at a certain point, just to ensure that there is order and they listen to the elders, we may not be at that time in some topics. We may not be so knowledgeable, or we may not be listening to our higher self. We might be stuck to some old practices and systems. So if you look at Sanatana Dharma, which says change is the only constant, and if we can keep reinventing our ways of thinking and become younger in some ways, it
Absolutely.
helps us to be younger, and
Absolutely.
also it will help us connect. Like, for example, with my child, I can sing the songs that he also likes, but I analyze them all. Whether it is my grandparents' songs, my parents' songs, or my son's songs, I analyze it and say, look, this is the mood of the song, so be aware.
Yeah, Ramesh.
So in that way, they're able to, I'm able to reach through, because you should actually put yourself like a friend. And my son, though he's still just 10 years old, but he's got the wisdom of a teenager. So I have to be like a friend, and explain things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm strict, but yeah, it's like that. But Ramamani ji, you were saying something. What was the last thing you said?
You're asking me?
Ramamani ji.
Ramamani, madam.
What was the last thing? I was telling you have to make them responsible. I don't know. I don't remember because we are
No,
talking.
I have made a note here. She said parents don't spend time for kids.
Correct.
And 777 is the new norm.
7.
Early morning 7 minutes, after they come back from school 7 minutes, and then at night 7 minutes is what they need to spend time, so they get emotional connect. Am I right, Ramamani?
Correct.
Definitely, yes. Only thing, those times should be only positive. Don't scold them. Don't give them instructions.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Like if you ask any child, how is your childhood? He says, like one of the, I remember one kid who came like 8-year-old. I was asking, how is your childhood? You know what was his answer? Don't do this. Don'ts is the only thing I hear for 7 years. Can you just imagine that? So sad.
Correct. It's
Those are
sad. Yeah.
injunctions, correct. And then they grow up with that.
No, another problem which I have found is that parents find intelligent children to be a very big challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They are a nightmare, actually.
Yeah, I agree. My 6-year-old grandson says I'm a tech guy.
See,
That he can do so many things that I don't know how to do.
Yeah, and you have to allow them to make them prove that you are stupid. That gives them immense happiness. Daddy, you are so stupid.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. There is a beautiful way of handling that, Few questions. If you don't know the answer, question back. Just like that, and then they only will get you the answer. Though then you don't.
Can you repeat, Ramamani?
When they ask you questions, if you don't know the answer, put the question back to them with your question. Like, how is it possible? What are you asking about? Then they only will answer you the whole, whatever question they would have asked. Then
counter question.
Okay. That's
yeah.
How I have addressed that is because, see, my son is unusually clever. He's got about 15 gold medals in the international Olympiads, and his memory is extremely sharp, and even his language skills are very good. Like, if he reads a Sanskrit shloka, he's able to pronounce it better than me, because I have an anglicized accent, even in my Telugu and Kannada and all that. So what I've observed, the second or third time he'll get the syllables, even if it's a new language. So suppose there's certain logic and I don't have the information. Initially, when he was 6-7 years and all that, I would tell him, no, this is right, that is wrong. But of late, what I've said is, look, Dada Mama can't know everything. What you're learning now is new, fresh information. This is something we have learned long back and we've forgotten also. Some areas, it is not necessary for us to know everything. So I wouldn't know this area, but I can always check and let you know. Or if you have the knowledge, then you let us know. Because, but ultimately, if we don't know something and you know something, it does not mean that should be a reason to disrespect us. Because you have to acknowledge a good thing. We are looking after you. We're looking after everything, all your needs. And I think that is a very important thing. And if you disrespect, you will not be able to acknowledge and be happy with what you're getting. So then he gets it.
I have something to add in here, Ramesh ji. Your son is just 7, 8 year old.
He's 10.
When a teenager, like my nephews and all, you know what they say? They'll tell something and immediately say, "Forget it, Mama. You won't even understand what we are talking about."
Correct.
Yes, I've
General
heard that too.
statement.
You're right.
That's a general statement which is coming. You
Yeah,
know,
you're so dumb. That's
huh,
another.
you're so dumb is what they say to their own parents. You
Yeah,
know, then whatever you're talking about intellectual koshas and all I will go, I think so. You can't even remember where we are. That is what my sisters usually say. Then again, that is a different set of thing. Then again, you have to learning is a continuous process till we die, I think so, na? Yeah.
correct.
Yes, very, very true. But Ramaneji, what I must say is over there, I have teenage, my nephew is 23, my younger sister's son is 23 or 24 years old now. 25, yeah. So my son is 10 years old. But what I've observed is, what is the experience, if you put yourself in their shoes, what is the experience of that child, be it 10 or a young adult of 24, 25? What is their experience of adults around them? Because I can understand many adults will be browbeating them in school. They will say, you better shut up, you don't know anything. Or
Correct.
their other peers will be pushing them, pushing their boundaries, and what my son says, roasting and all that. So what happens so in the process, what happens is they become used to defending themselves in a ruthless manner, forgetting all respect for elders and all that. So what I do in that area is I become a little placid. I don't push my authority there, but if I find something is really unloving and untruthful, I catch them and on those points if necessary, or I'll quietly wait for them to trip over their own shoelaces, and then I'll say, "See, this is what it is."
Correct. Yeah.
So
Patience.
yeah, and I
Patience is the
understand
key.
that.
The testing period is between 15 and 18, 15 and 19. That's a very tough
I
group.
think testing period is from 0 to 65 or something.
In the
That particular age group is difficult.
also.
I
So
think
the
Meera
hormone-
ma'am will agree. No, Meera ma'am? Testing time 0 to 65.
I agree. But for the kids, especially that age group, what she said, I think the hormones are also changing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Puberty.
correct.
So all this plays a big role.
Of course.
And also the friends whom they are, associated with, the school,
Yes,
all these play a big role for them.
yes.
Problem here
And
is
what?
like the pressure is one, second is hormone, third is like the gadgets. I mean the social media,
Yeah,
all those things.
I agree.
And
That's big.
gadgets playing a very big role. That is where parents or others are seen as dumb.
Correct, because see, we are not as tech savvy as they are.
That's true.
Another very worrying thing is this drug abuse and alcoholism. These are all we should, it's very difficult to handle for parents. Yeah,
I agree.
very difficult.
Yeah, it's like walking on eggshells always.
Yeah. It's very difficult and lot of self-scrutiny. Because the kids know deep of the mind what you're thinking. They know everything. They're mind readers. My God, dangerous.
So
They talk
Well,
about social culture when it comes to alcohol and all. That is
Mm.
where the problem starts. And then they would have tasted when they would have come just like high school and all. That's become a
Correct.
normal thing.
Mm.
Then like I have like seen many kids under the drug and alcohol abuse just because some girl is not talking to them or some boy is not talking to them. That's a
Correct.
difficult scenario. I don't think so we can cover in 1 or 2 sessions.
No. That is something called anti-personality problems. You want to prove to somebody. You want to make
Correct.
others jealous. Something like that.
They
Anyway.
don't want to be socially important, with their peer group and all. That is also.
Peer pressure is a major problem. Yeah, major problem. That
so it's important
that is
who
where
you
we
so.
need grandmas like Amira auntie to guide the children, because children are very open to parents. Oh, this boy told like that, that girl told like this. What should I do? Don't tell my mommy, papa. Very true, because they also become like children. More grandparents are more like
No,
children,
actually, they
so they
can teach
confide
them
in them.
better than parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very
Sometimes
much for coming. Yeah,
When you discipline them, no, sir, what
Mm.
is you're being a grouchy party now.
Exactly.
We should
But you know
congratulate
what?
her. You know, congratulations, grandma, for taking care.
Correct, correct.
You know, if I sometimes tell my son that you are very lucky. You have a parent, you have a father and a grandfather in me because I'm old enough to be a grandfather, but I'm your father. But but I still have friends who are in their 20s also, and I have friends who are in their 90s. So what happens is quite often when we have social gatherings, I'm able to connect with people pretty nicely, and then many of the younger lot also they will come kind of try and come and participate in the conversations because they also want to
No
be
matter
included.
whatever you say, Ramesh, the children will always put you in a slot.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that.
They are
That I'm
very
aware of.
clever, my dear. You cannot fool them. Correct, no, Meera aunty?
Yes, correct.
Actually, you know what? In my case, I'm the mind reader. But then I think so. I tell my son sometimes, "This is what you're thinking, right? Don't try to fool Dada." And immediately he'll keep quiet. He'll
See,
get it.
grandparents are very humble and they are meant subconsciously aligned with the kids so much that they gain the confidence of them. That is very
Yeah,
important. Yeah.
correct. Yes.
I think
But
we
anyway,
can
it's been a
close
wonderful
the
session.
yeah.
I wish we
Thank
had
you. It
more
was
people.
really nice. Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I
You know
really
what?
enjoyed it.
What, Ramesh? People don't know the value of these sessions. Yeah, honest to
Mm.
God.
Yes, I think we should call now at the moment attendance seems to be dropping. So because I think our previous past 2 3 weeks we've been having more like movies, you know. So and these movies are quite generic. They're nice movies, but they're generic. So people slowly dropped off. But I think once we bring back these kind of participative, host-based satsangs where the wisdom is being shared. So we should call people back, Miraji,
I
because I
think we
think
should
at
do
the
some Facebook marketing also. It'll help.
No, no, actually, I have a point. When Sajni ma'am used to be the coordinator, something like that, there used to be at least 30.
No,
I
she used
remember.
to call everybody personally, Ramamani.
Yeah, I don't know, but the attendance used to be usually like 30s. Now, I have never seen in this session after she left. I don't know what is happening. I think you need to check out with her also if it is possible.
well, what I observed is, see, earlier the older satsangis used to come, and one by one, many of them are not there. They're passing on, and I will call some of them and call them back because the satsangs have always been hosted by different people. And
Mm.
Sajini, only some of them were 30. Most of them were around hovering around 19, 20, that zone. For a long time, we were near our 20s, but now we've dropped down to tens or below tens. So
No,
it's time we
another
call our
no. As a speaker, I would like to say one thing. We must advertise our talk one week before. So
Mm.
whether
Hmm,
people will know whether it's important or not.
Yeah,
Today I
it's
found
coming.
correct.
Swati has
Today,
sent out the message at 6:30. Come on, give them some time to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we do a little more, yeah, we should do that also. So we'll call our
Yeah.
friends also and then
At least 2 3
get them
days
there.
before we should send out the notice. That makes more sense. Yeah.
no,
We
previous
also
session.
send.
Sir, the link remains the same for all the satsangs.
Link,
And
I'm not talking about the link, my friend. I'm talking
uh,
about the what content we are going to talk.
yes,
That should be
yes,
given
yes.
2 3 days before, not in the
Because
last
all the
minute.
days it
Yeah.
will be, we will be having the webinars, no, sir. So every day people get confused. Initially, we used to do
Ah,
this. Initially, we used
oh.
to do this and we used to publish a calendar also.
Okay, okay,
Like
okay,
for
okay.
this month, who are the speakers and what will be the topics and what dates. But when we started the daily webinars, Monday to next Monday, we are completely packed. So I just
I
don't
know.
want to create a confusion among
Ah,
all
okay,
this.
okay.
So
So
that's the
many
reason
messages.
we post Thursday Satsang on every Thursdays only.
Okay. So, yeah, I
I
think
think we
even
should call our friends, old friends.
I think I have another topic brewing in my mind about music therapy. So I will do a
That's
session on music
wonderful.
therapy.
That's
Yeah.
really wonderful.
It will be
Yeah.
lovely.
We
Mm.
Yeah.
have to.
My daughter does sound therapy, sir.
Yes.
Wow.
Sound
Yes.
healing,
Very
Akash.
nice,
And
very
we
nice.
have
Yeah.
got one
Know,
session from her also as well.
Ah,
And
okay.
she usually conducts the retreats, workshops, and all.
Oh,
So
very
we will
nice.
be posting it.
Very good.
The
So I
school
am a
number will
music,
post it on its
I am a
status.
music student and
Wow.
also a singer. So there are a lot of
Okay, we
things
can.
about music therapy, which I would like to
And
share with all of you here.
to add on to this, sir, like actually, when Meera ma'am, when she shared her experience for
Mm.
Manas Sarovar,
Mm.
and there was one lady who watched it and she came back to me and she asked me, like she's not that familiar with the English language, but still
Mm.
I had shared her
Mm.
that there is one speaker who shared their experience about this Manas Sarovar. And if you want any such,
Oh, you went to
information,
Kailas Manasarovar Yatra, Meera auntie?
yeah.
Ah, very nice. Oh, excellent.
so,
Great.
like, they connected with her and they got some informations, and
Mm.
now they are on their trip. And seeing
Wow.
her satsang, the other two young ladies have got inspired, and they are trying to go to, Manas Sarovar, and that
Very good.
has become their dream place now.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Every day they're doing sankalp that they
Ah,
would like to go there.
very nice, very
And this is
nice.
you
the
know,
impact which we doesn't know, but I come to know about all these things. And when you said
Mm.
about the sleeping,
Mm.
restful, peaceful sleep, sir,
Correct.
you believe it or not, I have received a lot of WhatsApp message.
Oh.
They listen to YouTube on
Mm.
2x speed when they
Mm.
travel.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
wow.
reason I asked for another session.
Yeah, yeah. We will do a session on what? On sleep or music
Yes, on
therapy?
sleep, on sleep.
Okay,
And
okay,
what they
okay.
are asking is, see, since they are doing 9 to 5 job or 9 to 9 job, the corporate
Mm.
people, they're not able to, close the eyes and sleep peacefully.
correct.
Even if they
No,
come back from the home, they will be scrolling Instagram,
no,
Facebook, which is
yeah, we should, I think we
uh,
should do a physical program for the sleep.
Exact, sir. I
Yeah,
agree. You know what? Maybe we should combine 2, 3 speakers, have 1 or 2 days. Maybe we
yeah.
should.
Yes,
Swati,
ma'am. We
you,
are
me, and
planning
Ramesh.
this on September 19th and 20th. We are coming up with an offline satsang that
Ah,
is Bliss Billionaire, and we
ah,
will be having a celebrity healer as well, Dr.
Uh,
ah.
Mukesh, and we
uh,
will be having a crystal bracelets session as well. So
Mm.
I would like to incorporate this session also over there if you are all okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think so. This one and maybe sound.
Would be good.
I think we'll combine.
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
you, me, and
we'll do that,
Ramesh.
ma'am. We'll do that. That is for sure.
Yeah, it'll be great thing, Swati.
Yeah.
Correct.
Sure,
We
sure.
can even we can even do a small 1 hour concert in that program. So
That is
which
Ah,
wonderful. So near the
I'll join.
bonfire, if you sit in the evening,
mm,
it becomes a wonderful night.
yeah. So we
Okay.
can do a 1 hour concert and very, very good.
Sure, sir.
Combining
Yes, we should.
classical and
Please inflow all these ideas, sir. We will surely curate and we will come up with a
yeah.
scheduled retreat plan. I will also send it to you for
Mm,
everyone for your approval in the next satsang.
yeah.
Once we are okay with it, I'll just approach it to the management and we will do it for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
How
Great.
about this, Ramesh, sir? What do you think?
Yes, I think it's a wonderful idea. We should be an experiential. And what I say is, additionally, when we come for these workshops, we should now start, supporting people to take back this value, and people should start sharing with one another to keep the transformation going in their life. That will make it powerful because that is missing at the moment. Whatever we are learning here, we're not fully practicing and getting the feedback and supporting each other. That buddy system should start.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
that is true.
yes,
Yes, Ramesh.
yes.
No, we should have periodical meetings also. Mm.
And
Uh,
since, yes, we will do it for
Separate
sure, sir.
WhatsApp group for that.
Yeah,
Like
Beg your
this
Ramamani.
way,
pardon?
we can even create a like online meeting for all the speakers, and we
Correct.
can collaborate, and we can even like how Meera ma'am daughter is doing sound healing. We will
Mm,
also promote it on our WhatsApp status, and we will also promote it on our database what we have on the school. So we can
mm.
have that a separate session, and we can even put it on our website as well. The
Yeah,
special
yeah, yeah.
programs upcoming. If people are interested, they can also, join them.
Yeah,
We will also post it on our Instagram as well
we
as
should do some
LinkedIn as well.
marketing. Yeah.
Sure, sir, we'll do that.
Marketing is
Yeah,
important now.
important now. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
On that
you.
note,
Thank you so much.
Thank
we have
you.
now come to the end of the satsang.
Yeah.
So,
Loka
on
samasta.
behalf of the School of Ancient Wisdom, we can't even say Nagaraj ji is, speaker from outside, is now really part of our family.
Correct.
So we must thank Nagaraj. And actually, Nagaraj ji, your topics are very popular. And if, you were mentioning, if people got to know a little earlier that you are the speaker, more would come.
Correct.
Because you really are a very popular speaker.
I think
I've got this
you should
feedback from
also
other people
prepare a
also.
session for this points you have told today as a proper structured session. It's very important. Yeah.
Maya Kosha.
Mm.
Yeah. All that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That was very nice actually of him.
Yeah. That was very good. Yeah.
I can give you some pointers for chakras also. So along with this, I have done some work and then maybe I can give it to you. You can combine that and present it.
Oh, please do. Thank you so much, Amira.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
how
on
about, sir, why don't we have this chat session? I mean to say, the inflow of new ideas, what and all you come across from this Thursday to next Thursday. Why don't we put it all together? So let us come up with five ideas what we can do till the satsang
Okay.
in the
Maybe we
next
should
Thursday.
interact with
yeah,
Swati, send it to her, and then she'll put it in the group, and then,
Yes.
that will be nice.
even if it is one idea, also it'll really make a difference.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Because
So the next
it'll start.
satsang, we will make it as very interactive, sir. We will
Correct.
give everyone the chance to speak, whatever the ideas they have, and like if they have their private or their workshops anywhere happening, we will also promote it. Any
Yeah.
ideas? So we will keep the next Thursday satsang as an open platform if you all agree, sir.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
can we get the maximum from our satsangs?
You're
Sure, sir.
muted,
Sure.
no, Ramesh? You're muted. No?
No, I'm not
I'm not
muted.
able to
Oh,
hear
no,
you.
he is audible.
He's very
Am I
silent.
audible? Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, what I was saying was, even if this one point of how can we get the maximum value from the satsangs into our life and spread it to others, that aspect itself will be very powerful, because the moment we start spreading it to other people, it becomes alive, and we will practice it. Because before we spread it, we have to practice it. So that is what I wanted to discuss
And we
in a
have
honest.
to, and one more thing, we have to make it as a code for other speakers also to join these meetings. Many people are very happy speaking, but they don't attend other people's sessions.
Exactly. Sir, including you, sir.
I am
Sorry
the
to
one, but I don't get any invites from Swati. She thinks I am not good as a person listening.
why, sir, you are not in the group?
She threw me out of the group.
Arre, no, sir, it is not possible from Swati.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody else. No problem. We will join every Thursday. We will have a
Sir,
little.
probably there might be technical glitch. I try to add people,
Why?
but I
Come on,
don't
Swati. Now
remove.
you're talking like Nitin Gadkari now. Come on, please.
Ayyo.
Okay. Thank you, all of you. Bye.
Okay, so on this note of gratitude to Nagaraj ji and Ramani ji and Meera ji, it was really a very participative and wonderful satsang today. The kind of satsangs that Mahamani ji would really like, because these are the kind of, when people have a heart-to-heart conversation, basically it is a sharing from truth, and truth shows up. And when truth is combined with the natural kindness and friendship that we have all experienced, that is an example of love. So when love and truth are there together in the satsang, it becomes very powerful. Thank you so much, Nagaraj, for
Thank you,
creating that space for all of
Yeah.
us. And I think we should go into part 2 and 3, because the parenting topic is a very important topic that affects all of us. Most families will have parents and children in them. So, and many of our satsangis are parents or children. So we should have a continuation, more elaboration. So on that note of gratitude, let us come to the last section of our satsang, the very powerful Loka Samasta, where we send out collective healing. If anybody has anybody they want specifically to mention now their name, who they want healed in any area, they can mention their name and what area, and we can specifically pray for them. Or we'll play, or you just think of that person, or you think of the situation that needs healing, in your life or the person, and we will do a collective prayer. So we will also send out our vibrations for truth, love, wisdom, and peace to powerfully envelop every leader of every country on earth. Let them take the right decisions to support their peoples to walk the path, the universal path of Dharma. Please sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned. Take a nice deep breath. Fill your lungs and let go. Observe the silence within, the language of the soul that connects all of us. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you all so much. Till the same time, same day next week.
Thank you.
God bless. Hari Om.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. God bless.